Hey, what's going on YouTube? Indiana James here. Got some news. World of Warcraft news. All right, first things first is Midnight Revelations content update is now live. So travel to Val and Nagtal to quell leaders of the Void, which are rare mobs. Facing the forces of the Void, assaults and ritual sites, and you have to stop them, of course, to cut the threat off its source. You need to kill the leaders. Nagtal is a fungal, arcane-rich world now occupied by the Halhadars. We already talked to you about. This is the icy world Vol, the Omnifolio, which you've done. Every week you get, you can upgrade it a little bit. Takes like 5 weeks to get. Prepare for to face Rotmire. A single boss, of course, you already know about that, and the Luminous Spore Glider mount. Lore walking with Aloa, and help this chick hatch her eggs, which we know already. Get more with Ritual Sites and Void Assaults updates. Let's see. Shop with Trima, Dawn, Satyr, and Marin Silverwing. Um, Now offers pouches to purchase that contain the same cosmetics found in bundle satchels. These pouches include items normally dropped from Ritual Site end chests. Marin Silverwing sells slot-specific buy non-pickup heroic caches if you're wanting to upgrade your champion to heroic, if you haven't already. Challenge yourself in ritual sites with new difficulty 6. So, um, advanced ritual site studies and pinnacle ritual work. So those are two things. Those are two new achievements that you get. Tier 6 when so weekly quests are now available with tier 6 when certain challenges are selected. Players can earn additional bonus rolls from the quests during week 3 and 6. Run, leap, cheer for Dark Spear Dash. That's the Pride thing. I think Turbulent Time Waves returns for the week of July 1st. Turbulent Time Waves returns. So understand that the Turbulent Time Waves is not up right now. So the EXP bonus you get, the 30%, is not here. Week 1, July 1st is Dragonflight. Week of 8th July is Battle for Azeroth. 15th of July, Shadowlands. 22nd of July, Classic. 29th of July, Burning Crusade. And 5th of August is Dragonflight. So if you're going to level up your alts, the EXP bonuses are available right now to you when it comes to EXPs you get from like your first delve and such. But the time waves is not done. So what I suggest doing is getting all those quests completed and holding on to them, doing your turbulent time waves when they come out on the 30th of June, which should be in 13 days. As soon as you get your 4-set bonus, then go turn them all in at once, and it'll bump. All right, Spores Fuse gear from Rotmire can be catalyzed, so you turn that into that, and you get legs into that. Mythic difficulty, Spore Fuse gear drops at 298 item level. Each armor class has 2 Spore Fuse gear pieces that can be catalyzed. Keep in mind that certain armor will not count towards your tier set bonus when catalyzed. Okay. So male, fungal folly legs and slippers feet for me. If you're interested in Rotmire, if you want to do that, that's something. China celebrates midsummer with exclusive flying panda mount and fairy dragon pet. Available across retail, Titan Reforged and Miss Maneri class service, and what is now a fairly standard paid loot box event. A Lucky Bamboo Tile event officially launches this week. It's pretty cool that they have the Pandaren flying mount. That's pretty cool too, the fairy dragon. And then there's a floral palder shoulder transmog too. Blessings furniture pack housing decor. And the crown of endless prosperity. Blooming ancient pet. Classic. And that also is for classic, the heirloom transmog. Cool for them. They do loot boxes, and it's like you keep paying. Basically, it's like a claw machine, right? You never know if you're going to get it. I've gotten it to where a claw would grab something and pull it up, and as soon as it gets to the top, it goes and lets it go. Those are designed that way, by the way. Getting off topic a little bit, those claw machines are designed to let go of the item as soon as it gets to the top, because you're like, yeah, I got it, and then it gets to the top and it kind of does this little, and it hits and it lets go. They're designed that way to keep the item in there. Every now and then you'll get something out of a claw machine that has that integrated in it where it will turn that thing off where it'll actually let you keep the item. But a lot of times you'll see it, you'll pick up an item, it'll get to the top, and as soon as you think you're going to get it, it just drops it at the end, and it kind of sucks. That's how they keep their money. So this is kind of like that too. Midnight patch 12.0.7 guide compendium, every guide you'll need for launch. So Omni Folio quest buffers and bonuses. I'm going to post a link to all these websites down below that you can come to these and look at them. I've unlocked my folio, and then Nagtal and Vol. Team expedition, blah blah blah. In return for your help, players will get field accolades to spend on catch-up gear. Okay. I was running Esmel, as many new housing decor items, mounts, pets, toys, transmogs. There's a big problem here with these new zones, and we're going to get into that at the end. So hope I don't forget. Sporefall raid, of course, that's Rotmeyer. Ritual sites, level 6. Yeah. Item level recommended is 270 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 open. Lore walking. You got to talk to lore walker Lily, and she takes you through the stories of Zandalar, Darkari, Gruberushi, and Darkspear. Cool. Dragonflight time walking. Turbulent time waves returns. Gain 30% more experience with for alts while revisiting 6 dungeons. Master the time waves. There it is. It is account wide progress. Gain master time waves for 4 weeks during the turbulent time wave. So yeah, you do that, and you earn Spawn of Velnarath while using badges to purchase that stuff. New mount collection. It's like a new patch. Pets decor. What is that? A trip around the stars. I guess you get like a surfboard, void board thing. Okay, I didn't even see that. A void surfboard. Okay. All right. Earn a World Cup housing item by scoring goals in patch. Let's see. Earning these new decor items will take less than 5 minutes. The first step is to head to the sky in the northeast of Silver Moon. Once there, speak to Richmond. It will sell you either Horde Tabard of Participation of the Alliance Tabard for just 5 gold. Let's see. Add this appearance to your warband. Races, of course. In addition to these new tabards, Richmond also sells kickball practice ball. Oh, so they added in kickball, I guess. After applying your selected tabard, take a kickball practice and place it at the center of the field. Interacting with the ball will cause it to move several feet. Continue kicking the ball towards the goal on either side of the field until you've scored. Completing it 3 times, forward players with goal, and unlock the prized orb of Azeroth, which is this ball, and framed Horde Pride and framed Alliance Pride. Okay. So doing this little kickball feature, and you get this cool orb thing and a Horde and an Alliance picture frame. Well, I mean, it is a picture, but it's like a framed picture of the Horde and Alliance. Cool. Certain buffs and debuffs are not tracking properly in Cooldown Manager. So this is posted 18 hours ago. Okay, so my World of Warcraft updated this morning, so I'm not sure if these been fixed or not. Buffs and debuffs aren't tracking properly for friendly players and enemy player nameplates, so they're working on that. Another large Lura nerf added. P1 Wipe Factory nerf. I think we talked about that. It's one of the most deadly portions of phase 1 leaving the crystal on the ground. Radiate instant wipes. However, also don't want to hold the crystal during memory game, as you summon soaks right before beam. What the change means is you will never have to drop the crystal for all of phase 1, completely removing 2 of the common types of wipes. Okay. And there it is, Midnight Falls. Damage reduced, spread of midnight crystals. Star Splitter can no longer target a player twice at the same time. Critically cast time increased to 4 seconds, was 3. Dawn crystals now begin pulsing radiance after 6 seconds on heroic, and mythic was 5. Dark Constellation cast time increased to 3, was 2.5. Dark Constellation now spawn further from light siphons. Radiant damage reduced by 50%. Tears of Lura now spawn 1 soak on heroic difficulty. It was 2. And Resonant no longer triggers Tears of Lura. There it is. Omnifolio. Okay. Unlock Omnifolio. Players need to complete this storyline. Starts with the quest, The Magister's Call. It's going to be a book. The light shining on it, kind of where you buy your void stuff, the new void assault things and the ritual sites. It's going to be up there. Final quest, Warlords player with the Omnifolio. Powerful runes. So the runes are okay. I know that people are going to min-max them immediately. So you can earn your first upgrade. Upgrading the Omnifolio requires a Motes of Omnol. This can be earned by completing weekly Seeking Knowledge quests. This week, players can complete Seeking Knowledge from Magister Umbric, who's located inside Magister's Terrace. Speak with the guy, Omnifolio, receive and open your Omnifolio and empower your first rune. So I did that. The quest features simple dialogue, exchange, and tutorial about upgrading it. As part of the quests, players are given their first moat and unlock core rune, which I've done. There are 2 different core runes to choose from. Players can freely swap between them, which is cool. By clicking the Omnifolio icon, bottom left corner of your mini map. So it's going to be there, and I did it, and it's just a thing. I don't like having to possibly go to the new zones. Well, again, we'll get into that. All right, a Mythic Lockout for Spurfall is different. Bonus roll multiple times in a week. Lockout for Mythic Sporefall seems to be different than traditional Mythic raids. The lockout of Mythic Sporefall is similar to Heroic Boss, where players will be locked out of getting direct drops from the boss, but can fight the boss again. Practice. Help, friends. Okay. Mythic raid lockout is a very, very controversial topic in the community, and many players will probably enjoy this change, as they can do Mythic Sporefall with their guild and then help friends. So my question is, if you've already killed it and you don't have the big achievement that comes with him, can you do it again? If you didn't get the achievement before, can you keep going and doing it until you do get a certain achievement? That'd be cool. Bonus rolls from the Void Forge work in Mythic Sporefall can get you some Spore Fuse loot. As Mythic Sporefall drops the highest item level loot in Season 1, This is likely where a lot of players will be spending their bonus rolls. You can actually bonus roll multiple times in a week on Mythic Rotmire because of the Sporefall lockout. Isn't a traditional Mythic lockout. You can kill the boss multiple times, and the bonus roll window will open up every time, allowing you to roll even if you can't directly roll the boss. Even if you can't directly roll the boss, if you have extra rolls, it may be time to spend them. So keep going into Rotmire. Fixed coming for Grand Magister's Key Cipher mob tagging issue. Omnifolio quest. So this was the big problem. I didn't have any trouble doing this, but then I did do it at 10:30 at night last night. So the problem was this. Look at this photo. Why does that pop up? Come on. Apparently I can't look at it, but it's insane. It's like everybody trying to do it and killed the guy, and they couldn't get the loot off him, stuff like that. They're working on there's a fix on the way for Grand Magister's tagging issue. Liquid defeats Mythic Rotmire. So 20 hours ago, they defeated Rotmire. Ooh. If you're into that, cool. Sporefall Liquid 1-1. I don't know if they got an achievement or not. 15 minutes after everyone live. So the boss difficulty isn't tuned too high on the mythic difficulty and will likely it's easier some of the later Void Spire bosses. Liquid used 22 players in their first skill, benefiting from the new Flex Mythic rating. Okay, well they didn't do it with 25. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Great that they were able to do it. All right. Here is the problem with the new zones, and we're going to get into this now because I'm letting you guys know. So, please stop making zones with flying disabled. What is the point of wasting so much time redesigning flying if you're going to be obsessed with making new zones that restrict flying? Now, if you guys remember, they did come out and say that Blizzard did come out and say that they will purposely not restrict flying for no reason. The problem with the new zones is that the content involved in new zones require you to kill rare mobs. There's no thing that shouts out to everybody, "Hey, rare mob up," okay? And you have to be there to kill it because there is no 2-minute window to get there. When it spawns, you can kill it immediately. And the problem is that there's no flying, and the way the zone is made and worked hinders people from going from one side of the map to the other to get there. Now, I have not been there. Okay. My son has, and all of my friends have, and they all say this. It is a pain in the butt. And I'm sorry, this just makes me think of of what the wad of crap that Blizzard made. We're going to kill flying. It just brings us right back to that problem. Okay. It just brings us right back. And there's 140 people who've commented. Okay. I have played since February 2009. The only times I've ever taken extended periods away from the game was when they took away flying from whole zones and patches. Okay. There goes any interest I had in the new zones. Do the minimum and ignore it after that. I have zero interest in any open world zones where flight is restricted. You remember when Blizzard, they meaning Blizzard, said that they heard the players and they weren't going to take flying away? I remember, Hillshire Farms remembers too, whatever that thing was called. It's like a joke. Traversing is an annoying challenge, so just don't do it, which is true. Whatever the hell that means, this person said. It's a zone or two, not the whole expansion. If it's a problem, don't go to those zones. Not everything in every expansion patch needs to be for everyone. Um, I'm not going to the new zones. There's a lot of midnight. This is not worth doing. The problem with this thinking is that Blizzard can't afford to piss off its members, its subscribers. You can't. The game may be making money, but it doesn't mean that it's not making anywhere near the maximum amount of money it can because they're refusing to update the engine, put it on consoles, and market the shit out of it. But that's Blizzard's fault. But um, this person said, I just want to fly over dumb mountains and oceans. That's the issue with this type of thing. Dead zones for me. Zones I won't be bothered visiting. Time platform jumping, this is definitely a one for the skip. So do you believe, guys, that you should skip these zones? I am personally skipping these zones. I'm not touching. I will go there. Like if I get into a raid group for Rotmeyer and I don't have to do some convoluted bullshit to actually unlock him, and I can just get in there, run over there, fight him, and leave, that's what I will do. That is the maximum amount of time I will spend in a zone where there's no flying. Yeah, no, not having flying is a deal breaker for me. At least in combination with the bugs, it's a deal breaker. The commander didn't drop the item for the 4 times weekly quests. Now I'm saved. The first world quest I attempted didn't give credit for 15 kills. The mushrooms only sometimes gave slow fall. The bugs combined with no flying makes this a miserable waste of time, and I no longer care at all about 12.0.7. Let's see. You can just stop playing because this guy made a joke. Terrible slop. Well, of course, it's called micro slop. Some guy said, well, flying ruined the game. No, flying fixed the worst problem with old WoW, and it's all the time wasted. Exactly. It's one thing to play the immersive world card, but those of us who've been around for a long time just don't need to see the same stuff for this much time. Just get me to where I need to be, do what I have to do, and I can go and do what I enjoy. Not the half-hour flight paths. This person likes being grounded. Makes it a little more enjoyable. Turn flying off in war mode, and as someone said, it's bad for PvP. It's bad for social element of the game. It rewards the worst impulses. Turn off war mode and you see how many people bail in war mode. I would easy bail. Sorry, you don't have to fly, but don't force me on the ground, which is exactly. That's the flying ruins the game. You don't have to fly if you want to be grounded, but don't force everyone else to be grounded just because you don't like it. No flying equals boring. Please learn to think. Nice waste of resources due to Ian showing how clueless he is. I tried to get a skull. Nope, dead before I got halfway. They spawn in the same spot. And the skull meaning rare mobs. Time is money, friend. But I don't think a game, especially this, should be demanding your min-max your time. Which shouldn't. It's WoW. It's a video game. So this one says rushing is infected a part of WoW, especially flying. May as well have a Mario style level select instance of open world. Flying is a part of that problem. The problem is not the zones. The problem is no one wants to walk around on a frickin' mount. I don't. Like, I'm sorry, I won't. Maybe the problem is not it's not flying not being allowed there, but you all tired of playing the same game over many years to the point you just don't you just doing it optimizing and trivializing everything like a day life shore. Like a day life shore. Doing everything fast as possible. I'm sorry, I want to do everything as fast as possible. Let's get into this, guys. Why the frickin' heck would someone want to spend 25 minutes running around? That is not fun. It doesn't make the game more immersive. The immersiveness in this game is already broken. At least it is for me. And some of you may say, "Oh, well, James, why is it broken for you? Why is the immersion broken?" when my best friend, my character's best friend, right? Because I'm on an RP server and each character has its own personality. My Volpera's best friend's a frickin' gnome warlock. They go and do a dungeon. She can, or no, sorry, a healer, shaman healer. And the shaman healer is an alliance character, and we go into a dungeon, and she can heal me, and we're doing fine. She can trade with me, and I can trade her gold, or she can trade me, items for crafting, whatever. And the minute we leave said instance, we walk outside, like we're not teleporting, we're just walking outside the instance. And a ritual site, for example. We're done. We teleport out. We're standing next to where the ritual site begins. Now she can't heal me now. There's some magical force keeping her from healing me. And then she can't trade with me because I went from being in a guild and a group and being friendly in a dungeon to now we're in a guild, but we're not friendly. I'm sorry, no matter way you cut it, that ruins immersion. You just ruined the immersion by doing that. It makes no sense. Us players are given no choices when it comes to these things. None of my characters would follow whoever it is that runs the Horde or the Alliance in the first place. We're normal people, right? We have our own minds and we think the way we want to think. I don't care what Joe Blow down the street says. Well, you should hate the Horde. Why? 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 Give me a reason. Why the hell should I? So when this person says, "Oh, well, it ruins the immersion," immersion's already ruined, and that is only one aspect on how World of Warcraft's immersions is ruined. Okay, no one RPs. No one thinks of their characters to have their own different personalities from what you think in real life. No one tries to build any sorts of community except in little small guilds, which again I have one. Right? There's no weddings in the game. Final Fantasy XIV has it. There's no family trees like Star Wars: The Old Republic has. All these small RP things that may seem pointless add to the immersion of the video game. If you take out all of those, you're left with nothing. Call of Duty is nothing but running around shooting people in the face. There is no immersion. There is none. You're just shooting people and trying not to get shot yourself. I'm not immersed in the video game. Okay? And therein lies the problem. The ground hasn't been dangerous for decades. Why do you people mistake danger for tedium? It was never dangerous, not even in vanilla. Again, the game was never immersive to make me think that it's dangerous. So I die, I go back to my corpse. And remember, in vanilla, Elwyn Forest, Frogger. Hogger killed me. Was I afraid that it was dangerous? No. I ran over to my body again, ran away, ate some food, leveled up a few more times, and went back and killed him. There's nothing dangerous about a video game. It's a video game. Okay? Rare's content is really bad. True. I hate when they do this. It has become so obvious when they make new zones like this. They are designed specifically just to take up the maximum travel time. Someone else said it perfectly. Blizzard didn't make these zones to take up travel time. Blizzard made these zones to piss us off. Okay? I posted and I was like, I won't go there. And then someone else said, I'm not missing much. I said today, someone said, you wouldn't last in vanilla. I'm from vanilla. And because flying is allowed now, I will not step foot in zones where it's disabled. I won't do it. Ian strikes again. Once again, people here are having a meltdown over flying. I keep saying it time and again. Adding flying was a mistake. And now you got players just can function without it. It's sad. It's not sad, Gagzil, that we can't function without it. It's why should we? That's what any of you people fail to realize. Why should I? World of Vanilla, I didn't have a choice because it wasn't a choice. Now it's in the game and it's a choice, and I should not have to anymore. Okay? That's like saying Ford making a brand new car that looks just amazing without power steering or anti-lock brakes. And then people are like, well, I'm not buying that. Well, you can survive without that. It used to not have that. Sure, it did. I agree. But now that it does, why should I go backwards? I shouldn't have to do that. I know that's a bad analogy, but still. If you're going to be obsessed, I don't think making a couple of zones is obsessed. You're thinking of the zones in the wrong way. They are not really open world zones so much as they are dungeons. No. They're zones. They're the new patch content, and those should have been open with flying in the beginning. So let me know what you guys think about that. I think it's terrible. I unlocked my Omnifolio, and I am not going to go to these zones unless I absolutely have to. I mean, I'm going to go level up my alts. I'm going to go do my garrison, and that's going to be that. So, yeah, let people choose. That's all the news for today. If you guys, oh, ha, someone said, here we are. Um, let's go down. This was resurrected. This is interesting. See, it's made people mad. To repeat, we don't have any plans to restrict flight access meaningful in the future. Then the devs restrict flight meaningfully in the next patch. I lost any interest in new zones after finding out they were no they were no flight, and then I got angry because the devs went against what they had communicated in the very next patch. Were you this upset when these zones were added in Legion? Of course I was. Of course I was. I didn't play Legion. You know what happened in Legion? I leveled up a character just enough where stuck in Suramar with these elites running around, and I have to do a quest inside, and I can't do the quest because I keep getting killed, but I can't fly over. I can't fly. I'm having to tediously run around, and I'm having to level up this frickin' pack of rabid night elf people for no reason. I was like, screw that. I left. I quit again. It was terrible. It was the worst experience I've ever had in any MMORPG, and I've played all of them just about, at least for the most part. The key word in this sentence she quoted is meaningfully. While players crashing out over not being able to find a new zone, maybe Blizz needs some yellow paint or quest markers so they can find their way around. It's not that we can't find our way around, it's why should I have to do that? Here we go. I wasn't around for Legion when it launched because Blizz how mucked around with her having to earn flight again in MOP. Been denying and delaying flight after MOP. It was one of the big reasons I took a decade-long break from the game. Same here. When I came back, Legion zones all allowed flying until I got to Argus. I stopped doing Argus after a couple of weeks because of no flight. It wasn't worth the nonsense. Trying to find my way up or down an entrance of a cave or building, fighting random trash mobs for the 100th time. It's tedious. It is not fun. It's not what players want, Blizzard. Okay? Yes. Were you this upset when the zones were added in Legion? Yes, I was. And every time this happened. Or they just wrote it like a normal person would without accounting for the word lawyers and populate this form. Sheesh, no wonder Blizzard doesn't communicate more. Blizzard doesn't communicate more because they don't their game is making money. I'm gonna post while you guys are here. Bunch of garbage. I won't be participating in this trash. I already A lame waste of time it is. Running around on the ground. No, thank you. Bunch of garbage. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Sorry about the rant. I really think that it should be changed. I honestly believe they will. So, yeah, that's the news for this morning. And let me know what you guys think. And yeah, like, subscribe, video, and down below.